All right, here we go, and we're live.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Cameron.
Oh, hello, Fanny. How are you?
I'm doing good today. Thank you for everyone who is in the chat. I wasn't like we were talking, and I was on the tab of the private chat, so I couldn't see that people were there. But
Oh,
hi,
right.
everybody. So good to see you.
Who we got so far? We got Mike, the musical vegan beast. He says he has. I have both live streams at the same time for double the viewing
Oh,
experience. And then he
you're the
says,
best.
I have both live streams going at the same time for double viewing experience. He's a
Mike,
cheeky bugger, this guy.
Mike is the best. Thank you, Mike. You're so sweet.
Yeah, good man, Mike. And apparently, Cuddles got his wish. I see.
Who's Cuddles?
Oh, that's what Sky from Vegan, of course, refers to me.
Ah.
He thinks I'm just a real cuddly looking dude or something.
Yeah, you totally are. I think he's right. It is the maybe you should rename Cuddles for Vegans for Cuddles or
Vegan for Cuddles. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
love it.
We'll see how it plays out.
It's
Yeah,
like people always give you nicknames. You can't be the one giving you the nickname, right? It's like
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
yeah.
Yeah, I never really got nicknames throughout my life, so maybe I just don't know how to deal with it.
Oh, really? Nobody ever called you something else than Cameron?
Well, they call me Cam, but I don't count that
Yeah.
as a nickname.
Yeah, that's true.
A
It's
couple of
true.
little teasy names when I was like in primary school, but nothing that was so creative that I ever thought too much about it, unfortunately.
That's funny. People used to call me Poulette, which means
Lit.
little chick, because I'm always like.
Oh, I love that. That's super cool.
That's my nickname, Poulette.
And what language is that in?
It's in French.
That's French. It sounds French. I should
Yeah,
have guessed.
yeah, that's okay. No worries. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. You guys, you're the best. Hey. We're so happy to see you.
Got Vegan
But
Power Lab. I just got his message. Actually, he's going to be coming on some other time. We're going to work something out, so that'll be nice.
oh, that's cool. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, we're going off today. DJ in the house. He's spinning those
Oh,
records.
DJ,
oh,
what time is it for everybody? Because
oh,
we
yeah,
were
it's
we were talking with Cameron, and for Cameron, it's 6 a.m. on Sunday, and I'm 12 p.m. on Saturday, right?
7 a.m. now, actually.
Oh, 7 a.m.
When we were
Okay.
talking, it was 6:50 something or something.
It's so
Close enough.
funny. It's so funny. Everybody, you should tell us yes, but
Yeah.
3 p.m., 3 a.m., Saturday, Sunday, like where are you?
Yeah,
Those
come on,
time
guys. Let us know.
That's so funny. I love the internet for that because you have people
Oh,
mostly when you do things in English. Because if you do, like, I have another channel that is in
hmm.
French. I have mostly French speakers from France, from Belgium, from Africa, um,
Wow.
from Switzerland, and from Canada. But except for Canada, everybody else is pretty much in the same, time zone. But
Yeah.
when you're speaking English, you can have people from all over the place. Look,
Oh,
9 p.m. Sorry,
who's 8 p.m. for Josh,
9
9 p.m.
p.m.
for
for
Mr. Vegan Power Lab, 3 o'clock
8.
for Ghost Carnival. Wow.
Wow, that's so
And this
fun.
guy turning Veganese is at work.
At work. Oh yeah, at work on a Saturday or on
Yeah, go on,
Sunday.
mate. Do better, mate. I
What
kid,
kind
of
of job
course.
is that? What are you doing? But thank you for being here on your work in your
Oh, we
workplace.
appreciate it very much. Absolutely.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, 3 p.m. 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
like
for this cheeky bastard, Mr. Matrix.
okay, I hope it's Saturday. Otherwise it's like no, I don't think
It
there
would
is
be
any.
Saturday. Yeah, it would be
Yeah, it would be
Saturday for sure.
Saturday. Yeah.
Both live
Oh,
streams are in sync. I'm a vegan wizard.
oh, that's cute. So cute. Okay, everybody, I'm so happy to say, 9 p.m. Saturday in the Netherlands. Oh, thank you. I love the Netherlands because it's close to my native home. Love it.
Oh,
I
oh,
love it. Okay, cool, Cameron. I'm so nice to meet you. So we said that today
oh,
we were just
pleasure.
gonna kind of meet each other because we've never met. right? On the
No,
internet.
yeah, I discovered your channel, I think, in the early days. By coincidence, if memory serves correctly, I
I
think I
mean,
just
we're
stumble across the smaller channels. So after you.
yeah, I really appreciate it. I mean, we're still in the early days because I only
Hmm.
started my channel a month ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's early, but I really appreciated that you shared it. I was like, wow, this guy, he's so sweet. Like, he's not, you could, because usually when people share, it's to trash you. They're like, look
no,
at this
no.
guy, or look, and you were like, look at that girl. Like, I like this video. And it was like, wow, he's so sweet.
Oh shucks. No, I
So,
think
yeah.
that's such an important thing that I think that this community has been working towards. We just sort of try to build up all the other channels. So if someone's getting started and we can give them a little bit of a head start, I think that's an awesome thing to be able to do.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I think because I had the same sort of experience when I first started. Like David Rams, he reacted to a few of my videos. Then Sky was watching some of my videos, and it sort of gave me that little boost. And I'm like, I wanna do the same thing, even if I'm only on a small scale myself. It's still something, you know.
No, that's really cool. I really appreciate it. It was so sweet. And it really, sometimes when you're a vegan and you live in this dystopian world,
Yeah.
you can have days, I don't know, maybe not you, but for me, I have days where I'm like, oh, humanity sucks a little, right?
Oh,
You're
trust
like,
me, yeah.
oh my gosh, it is a tough day, right? But when you have people who are just genuinely kind and are like, okay, I'm just gonna do that because it makes me happy, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
So yeah, I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad that I could bring a little joy your way, I suppose.
That's so cool.
No,
So
it's
yeah,
I was just saying it's just such an easy thing to do. It's like
it is.
it's not even a big deal. I don't even view it as so.
It's so cool. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody who is watching. We really appreciate you too and
Oh, no.
taking the time.
Oh,
Humanity
absolutely.
sucks.
Humanity does suck sometimes. Sometimes I think you're being very kind.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, what happened? Who did something wrong in the mix? Like, what happened, right? It's like,
What
um,
happened to us? I know we want to be this species that's so intelligent and so advanced and so morally correct, but
yeah,
at the most basic level, we struggle to pick that up.
it's true. It's
We live in
very
a
true.
we live in a world now where you can't say the wrong thing without offending someone. So why, if we think so highly in that regard, why can't we also give those give that thought to the animals?
Yeah.
If we want to
It's
show that kindness.
it's interesting what you're saying because I have been having a lot of conversations with judgment, like talking about judgment because a
Hmm.
lot of people, like even one of my friends, I was invited by a vegan friend 2 days ago and we had dinner together. And then at some point they said the sentence like, I don't want to be judgy of that person, but
Hmm.
and I answered,
Uh,
it was like, there's nothing wrong with being judgy. Like, aren't
hmm.
we all? Isn't it the source of critical thinking to just look at
Yeah.
the world and be like, I like this, I don't like that, I think this could be better. It's like it's judging for the sake of like, oh, this person's ugly. Well, they can't do
Hmm.
anything about it, so
Yeah.
that's for me a stupid judgment, right? But if
Yeah.
you're gonna
Exactly.
judge people's actions or values or morals or something,
Hmm.
well, that's normal. We're all different and we think
Absolutely.
differently, right? So yeah, it's something that I think is interesting in the world today because a lot of people feel judged and then they
Hmm.
immediately shut up the process of even listening to what you have to say.
Yeah.
And I do that also in certain areas, right?
Oh, we all
But
do. Yeah. Absolutely.
but with veganism, it's interesting because they like I don't know sometimes how to approach people so
Hmm.
they don't immediately go there and like shut down and there's no way to have a conversation. It's interesting.
Yes. Yes. That's
Mhm.
100% true. Actually, some
Wow.
people, yeah, they just don't want to hear about it. Like. you try to have the conversation like, what do you think about this? Like, no, not happening. No.
Yeah. And it's interesting
Strange.
because with this friend, we were also talking about the fact that the word we judge criminals. Like, what
Oh,
did you say,
sorry.
sir? Judging is a bad thing. I mean, is it a bad thing to judge criminals?
Yeah,
They did
exactly.
something bad, so we had to judge them, right? We had to do something about it. Because what do
I
you
think a lot
think,
of the time
Amber?
we just assign a meaning to a word despite the fact that it's got multiple meanings. And I think judge is one of those meanings. Like judge has just become like it's a bad thing to judge someone. But it's
Yeah,
not.
it's like,
We all judge things. We make judgment calls every single day. We might freaking make a judgment call to not look both ways before crossing a road, and that would be a bad judgment. A good
yeah,
judgment would be doing the vice versa. So
exactly. And we judge based on our values, right? So for
yeah,
me, I can be like, well, I have a value about this thing. I value life. I value
absolutely.
freedom.
Mm,
And I see that you, because you're a meat eater, you don't value life as much as I do. And I think this is wrong.
yeah,
I think it's okay to tell people, like, if you feel good about your values and you live your life according to your values, why would you feel bad that someone would come and judge you? You would be like, I don't care. Like, you can judge me all the way you want for being a
that's
vegan, but I'm a happy
yeah.
vegan. Like, I'm not gonna change that because you
No,
judge me. I'm like, yesterday, I shared a video about my dog being vegan, and I was like, is it even possible to have a vegan dog? That was the beginning of my video. And then
absolutely. Yeah.
I showed how my dog is vegan. So many people were coming at me. You're a bad pet owner, blah, 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 blah. And I was not feeling bad because I know
No.
I'm not a bad pet. Like, I'm not, I don't consider myself a pet owner. I consider that I have a best friend, right? But I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't feel bad. You can call me that as much as you want. It's not going
Mm.
to make me feel bad because I know I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly right. It's they make these judgment calls about this happens so often when it comes to dogs and cats is a subject I don't know enough about to sort of talk about, but dogs can absolutely be vegan, you know.
Exactly, because
But
they're omnivores like us.
but people will say something like, "Oh, well, you know, you're being really cruel by feeding that dog a vegan diet, right? You know, one of the only things that they enjoy is freaking meat and going for walks." I heard somebody say some but
Mm-hmm.
it's garbage. Like they love the freaking vegan dog kibble, and then
Mm-hmm.
you know you probably give them give them vegetables and rice and whatnot on
We
top of that. I don't
tried,
know.
but every time we give her actual food, she
Mm.
gets sick. So
Okay.
when we keep her on the like dry food, the
Mm.
little in
The
French we say
kibble.
croquette, yeah, the kibble. Every time we give her
Yeah.
that, she's totally fine. She's happy, like all her poop is consistent. If everybody wants to know, but like she's doing great.
Oh,
Water and
good.
treats and that, and she's happy.
Hmm.
But when we try to give her something other like raw potatoes, I don't know, anything or
Hmm.
cooked carrots, whatever. She's like, man, and she gets sick. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
give her, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you just try different things if you wanted to give her more, but I think they pretty much fortify all the pet kibble with all the vitamins and stuff they need anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'd imagine so at
totally.
least.
Yeah.
What else we got? Just
Uh-huh.
cats, I mean. So I'm
Uh,
not catching all of what everyone's saying. So
I have you tried bell peppers for my dog? Because for myself, I love them, but I haven't tried for Faye. No, she's
I
right here.
think I thought I heard the capsicums were bad for dogs.
I don't. I don't know.
Don't
I
think
know that. Yeah.
think
Does
hang on, I'll quickly Google it. Can dogs have
wait?
bell peppers?
I think they can. I've tried
Oh, they
carrots.
can. I was wrong.
Yeah, I've tried carrots yesterday again. Didn't work. Like she sucked on it for a half hour to make me happy because she was like, "Oh, you're giving me this. It looks like I should like it." So she's just kind of like, and then
Yep.
that was it.
um.
I left the link, but I don't know if it showed. I didn't see a link. I didn't see a link, Mike. I don't know what.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's the
didn't see a link.
what's the link for? I left a link on your. That would be on your one, I suppose.
How can I see my
But
chat? I don't
they
think I
should be.
can.
Like, I think the one that has the link picture on it, or whatever that image is there, is supposed to be coming from your channel. So Ghost Carnival is coming from your channel.
Hmm.
I didn't see a link either.
Yeah, I guess sometimes they're just kind of like YouTube
I
hides
think
them.
I think you have to be a moderator to put a link in the chats if memory serves correctly.
We're gonna have to make Mike a moderator.
You want to be the moderator, Mike? Because we don't have CDA activism here right now.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah, cats, they definitely need different food because they're carnivores, but dogs, they're omnivores, so it's different.
Yeah.
Dogs can
Exactly right.
easily go on a vegan diet.
But speaking of the devil, did someone just say moderator?
Da 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 da.
Mr. CDA
Everybody
wants
wants
to be moderators for all the
for all the channels of
vegan
everybody.
pages. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, because it's important to have moderators. Last time I was running Sky's channel last Sunday
Oh,
with.
I was watching one of those actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you're
were?
doing a
Oh,
really good
cool.
job. Yeah, I only see like bits and pieces because I'm always freaking doing something. But
Yeah, but thank you
yeah,
for
no, you're doing a
watching.
lovely job. No, you're very
Yeah,
welcome.
and someone kept just being like talking about my boobs in the comments, and I was like, how do
Oh,
I stop this? It's like
that's
when you have
such a how old? They must have been like 13 or something.
oh yeah, it's definitely
Or
people who just have nothing else to do. I was like,
nothing
really,
else to
on a
do.
Sunday at 1 p.m., you have nothing else to do than that? Okay, this is your life. You make your choice about what you're doing,
Could
but
be
good
doing
for you,
something to
you
better
know.
yourself, but
Yeah. So, for the people who don't know you, who are on my channel, Camera, they probably all come from your channel and my channel right now. But if there is someone on my channel who doesn't know you, um, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Can you tell me who you are, what you do in life? I don't know, whatever you want to share about you online.
all right. Well, I suppose, yeah, for the people who haven't seen me, I run the channel Vegan for Kindness. Fun little channel. We've got a good little community going on. Oh, yeah, nice. He's on your side after all. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I do this. I try to bring awareness to the animal movement. Also, during my day, if I bump into anyone who's willing to have a conversation with me.
That's
Um,
cool.
and yeah, won't overshare because I'll give you a chance to get to know me.
Yeah, but I also wanted, like, I watched a little bit of your videos to, not ask you too many dumb questions that you've already
Hmm.
answered, but I saw the video where you said you've been vegan for like 2 to 3 years and you started your channel like 7 months ago.
Yeah,
So
7, 8 months ago, something
eight
like that.
months
Yeah.
ago. And I
Hmm.
wanted to know what happened that you were like, okay, I need to do, maybe, I don't know, what happened in your head. Did you feel I need to do something more, or an event happened and you were like, that's it? Like, I'm gonna start. What happened that suddenly you were like, okay, I'm gonna start this?
No, you hit the nail right on the head. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was doing enough. Like I was vegan, but that's like the bare minimum. And after all the years where I wasn't vegan, I felt like I still had a lot to make up for. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I was definitely pushed because I was starting to already watch a lot of the vegan content and stuff. So like David Rams, Joey Carbstrong, Earthling Ed was a big one. I think he was one of the earlier ones I discovered. I think there was a video that Joey Carbstrong released where he was saying that we need more activists. However you do it, just become active. And if you're not vegan yet, go vegan. And it was like that has to
Let's
be
do
something.
it.
I think that was definitely a contributor. Just had to do something. And always
It's
trying to figure out how to do it better.
Yeah, it's very inspiring to see your friends starting to have vegan channels or vegan accounts and share about it. Yeah, because I used to be vegan, and then a year and a half ago, I was like, I need more vegan friends. Like, I want more vegan friends in my life. Not that I want only vegan friends, but I want more of them because I didn't have
Absolutely.
any. It was mostly my people from other venues, right? Other interests or other
Yeah.
ways to meet. And then suddenly I was like, okay, I need more vegan friends. And from the moment that I saw that, I got so inspired by my vegan friends because they were very much active in the community and going to protests and trying to change things. And I was like, okay, I changed myself. How can I
Yep.
try to change others or
Hmm.
change laws or change, things? And so I started doing that. And yeah, that I felt the same. Once you get around more people who feel like you feel pushed a little bit in the good direction.
I think that's 100% true. Yeah. So I am currently in the process of trying to bring some vegan people into my life because I've nobody I know has actually gone vegan yet, unfortunately. So
It's like, do you have a big family? Do you have like brothers and sisters, or do you
I
live with people?
currently I'm all on my lonesome.
Mm-hmm.
I say that I do have my ex partner's old dogs. So they became my little buddies. Never
Okay.
actually talked about them on this channel before, actually.
Yeah.
I try not to bring because people might say, "Oh, I'm owning animals." I don't look at it as that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting what you're saying. I'm dealing a lot with haters right now. Some of my videos, one of my video from this week or last week got 8,000 views, one of my shorts on
Yeah.
YouTube, and brought so many haters. And it was
Oh, which shot
interesting.
was? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
It
you off.
was, sorry.
I was just wondering what short it was, but then I realized I cut you off.
Oh no, no worries. It was the short about. It was very short. It's like 8 seconds, and it's the one with the Devil Wears Prada lines, where
Right.
it's like, "What if I don't want to be like you?" And then you have Miranda being like, "Everybody wants to be like us." And me, I wrote, "What if I don't want to kill animals?" And then the other person answers, "Yeah, but bacon." And
Yeah, but
everybody
I think
went
I did see that. Yeah.
yeah, and everybody went crazy for that because they were like, "Oh, you cannot tell people what to do." And I was like, "You're coming to my channel. Well,
Hmm.
I'm not telling you. You came for this. Like,
This is
I'm
the
just
crazy thing. Like these freaking trolls, they literally stalk channels. I'm telling you, they
yeah,
type in small vegan YouTube channel or something like that. They search people up. And
yeah." But I mean, I love it because they're bringing more people, more views
oh
to my
yeah.
channel. So thank you for that. But it's
Thanks,
interesting.
guys.
Yes, yes. Thanks, trolls. Thanks, haters. Welcome. Um, and yesterday it was on. Yes, exactly, Mike. But bacon, though. It's so
Non-playable carnist.
interesting. Yeah.
I love it.
And then yesterday was on TikTok when I posted the video about Faye and the fact that she was a vegan dog. Oh my gosh, everybody started at me on TikTok,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because I'm like, is it helping my content? Because my content gets out there, I have more traction, on social media, which is
Hmm.
great. But in my head, I'm like, is it gonna help the vegans find me, or is it only gonna help the haters? The haters find me, right? Because
Well,
I'm like, yeah,
I don't know exactly how the YouTube algorithm works. I pretty much just play it by. I just make a video, put it out. That's you get your I guess your tags and all that. But besides that, you've got no control about who's actually going to come and see your videos.
it's
But
interesting,
I
right?
suppose having like Carnus come to your channel isn't a bad thing because you are still sending the message in the direction where it needs to go. So
Exactly, because like Sky and me, we have a little difference of opinion on the fact that
hmm,
Sky says I only want new vegan friends, and me, I'm like,
hmm.
yeah, I'm open to multiple different type of people, even carnists,
Oh,
but because I always say if I don't meet anyone who is a non-vegan, what am I even trying to do? It's like, because for me, my
exactly.
goal, it depends on your goal. I think Sky, he wants to create a community that is safe for vegans, which is
Yeah, yeah.
amazing,
It's in
right?
his theme song.
Exactly. Like this channel's for vegans only, like drinking
Carnus can
party
go.
tears. Yeah, everybody else can go F themselves, right?
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So it's amazing. But for me, my goal is to convert people or to face people with maybe messages they have never heard or they think wrongly about. And it was interesting because in the comments we had like I share them links. I'm like, here's a link from the National
Yeah.
Medical Board that's telling you it's healthy to be vegan. You know, it's not me. Don't trust me. Just go see scientists and
Go see what the dietetics dudes are saying.
yeah. Hi,
But
Michael.
hello, vegan lovelies. Oh, well, hello.
Hello.
So a few people have just subbed to you, by the way. PJ Venom
Thank
has jumped
you.
over. 40-year-old vegan.
Thank you, friends. I mean, my channel is not just to convert haters.
No, I think there's a balance to be found there. Like for me, most of my content that I create, I think, is mostly towards trying to raise awareness and hopefully get people to think about going vegan or what the benefit for the animals would be if you went vegan. But my live streams are definitely more aimed towards the community because that was another plan. I wanted to build a community. I wanted to spread awareness. I'm trying to find that perfect balance, but I don't know. I don't know whether I'm there yet or not. We'll see.
It's not easy when your target audience is so different because you want to target the people that you want to convert and then you want to entertain the people that are in your community. And for me, I've noticed that across all the platforms I've been using. So I've been using YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
Yeah.
Across all the platforms, what works best is humor because it makes vegans laugh. And it makes non-vegans react. And so it's been working well for me to do comedy. Yeah.
But you were already doing comedy before you started your channel, correct? I didn't know because I discovered you through your current channel, but then I stumbled, I think in my last live stream, we stumbled across some of your other work. I don't know if we got a chance to watch it though.
Yes, so basically I'm an actress, so my main account was Fanny Pierre, which is my name, right? On social media. And then I created another account that's in French only to talk about acting, and it's called Actrice à Hollywood, actress in Hollywood. And then I have an account that's called Holding, which is a web series about being a background actor in Hollywood and trying to make it in the business.
Oh,
and
do so much.
Yeah, that's mostly the comedy thing I've done, right?
Yeah.
And now I have Fannulous, and Fannulous is my vegan activism thing.
Right. Wow. That is crazy that you got so many channels going on at the same time.
It is crazy.
And then you're also giving your time over to Sky's channel to
Well, with Sky, it's more like a partnership. Sky was actually my DP, so director of photography on Holding.
Oh, wow.
He helped me with almost all the episodes, and Karina was my PA, so production assistant. So they really helped me with Holding a lot. We worked together on that because they believed in my project, and I wanted to work with vegan friends. And they were great, like, by the way, hire them if you can. Yeah. And then I decided to create Fannulous, and then Sky was like, let's do a show together. And I was like, sure, let's do that.
Okay. But nothing else going on. Just all this other stuff.
No, I do. I'm right now. I'm in the process of applying to be hired by a vegan, big vegan company to work even more on my activism. So we'll see.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Is it a secret who the company is? Or?
Well, if it works out, I'll say what it is, of course. But if it's not, let's just live it in the know.
What are you guys talking about? I never said I was doing a thing.
Exactly. Who? Me?
Apparently, Mike the Musical Vegan Beast reckons you should have CDA activism be your blue wrenchy boy moderator.
All right, CDA, I gotcha. You're on my radar. Thank you so much.
He's leaving now. No.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
See you, brother.
Talk soon. Thank you for watching Holding. I see some people in the comments watching Holding. Thank you so much for watching Holding. It's maybe not the end. We finished season 1. We'll see if we'll do another season. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm focusing all my energy on starting Fannulous and see how it
Yeah.
goes. So
Well, you're already over 50 subscribers now. It's only been a short period of
a
time, so
month.
you're getting there.
Yeah. I want to have at least 10,000 followers after a
By the end of
year. That's my goal. That's my goal.
10,000. Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to publish every day to like have new content, so it's interesting for people.
Well,
Yeah.
your content is very high quality, especially for a new channel. Obviously, you've got the experience in other places, so
Thank you.
you're very well spoken. That's something that I had to work on. If you go back and watch any of my old videos, I was the most awkward person in the world. So it's like when I see you come out, you're absolutely phenomenal to start with. So.
Thank you. Well, my whole training, my whole life has been to just be in front of cameras, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the same when you're someone whose job had nothing to do with being public. And like
Right.
I chose this life a long time. I chose this life probably 15 years ago. So it's yeah. Come on, trapped in the matrix.
He's always coming here just teasing me all the time. He's not a nice person.
I love it. Honestly, like it's so funny that maybe people because this is a Fanny side stream and there's no way you can get it. Wink, wink. Okay, Mike, we saw you. We saw you, Mike. But you know what, Cameron? It's interesting because I've had this conversation recently with a friend of mine who he's frustrated as an actor. He's a younger actor and he gets frustrated because he sees the cool kids and then he sees that maybe he doesn't associate with the words cool kids and he associates with awkwardness and like I don't
Right.
know, like and it's interesting because with me in my life, I have always seeked to be friends with the weirdos or the
Oh, right.
awkwards or the crazies or the funny, because
Yeah.
being cool depends on trends. You're cool, then you're not cool
That's
anymore.
true. Yeah.
It depends on your looks. Oh, you look cool, and then you start losing your hair, and you're not cool anymore.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know, but and also it's a little bit vanilla because you have to kind of please everybody to be cool. And I thought that people who were like weird and awkward and fun and they had so much more personality. They were who they were. They were not trying to please anyone. You feel like that too?
I think that, yeah, I haven't really put a lot of thought into it in the past, but I think that does make a lot of sense, because like you said, if they're trying to keep up with trends or something, they're actually trying to be something that they're not, rather than trying to build upon the personality
Yeah, and
which they
also
already have.
if you look at trendy people, so for example, recently one big trend is to have microbladed eyebrows for women, right?
For
And
women, right?
but then all the women have the same eyebrows. They all look the same. They all try to do their hair the same, and I'm like, how? Like, why do you want to be a robot and just be like everybody else? Like, why is that interesting to you? So me, I like people who like in the crowd. Also, I have bad eyesight. So in crowds, if you look like everybody else, I can't notice
you can't tell them apart. That's it.
Right? So I'm just like, I want to see my friends, recognize them from afar, and be like, "Oh, that's my friend." The guy who's like super tall and walks a little bit like this.
Oh yeah,
I don't know, like something odd. Like all my boyfriends were always in the past, at least I don't know about Jess, but like cute looking or funny looking or like different because that's what I'm like. I remember dating a guy because because in a club we were in a club, it's dark in clubs, and he had a t-shirt that was with the neons and all he had like a green t-shirt that you could see from afar, and I was like, who's this guy? Like, and that's how I got interested after
yeah, right.
he had like a cool personality and all, but just because he had a weird T-shirt, I
Yeah.
was like, who's this guy?
So it
It's
sounds
like,
like a bit like the peacock scenario, or whatever the animal that has the colourful feathers to attract their mate.
I would work well in the bird scene, right? I would be easily flirtable.
I won't send any peacocks to your house then.
Yeah, exactly. Had to Google vegan power lab. Had to Google microbladed eyebrows. Never heard of it.
I didn't
No,
actually. I sort of picked up on it as you were explaining it because I'd never heard the term micro bladed eyebrows
microblading.
either. But I've seen what you're talking about. I've seen it
It's
around.
tattooed eyebrows. So once you do that, there's no going back. You have these eyebrows. And we know if we lived in the 90s, like maybe some people here, in the 90s, the trend was to have the thinnest eyebrows. And
Yeah,
right
it's
now,
strange.
one of the trends is to have blonde, like oxidated, I don't know the word, but like blonde eyebrows that you don't
So
even
what
see.
they bleached their eyebrows or something, or
They bleach them so we don't see them. One of the new
at that point you
one
might as
of
well just wax them off.
because that hurts. But I
Fair enough.
see then people, just do them, and I understand like if you have to put crayons or makeup every day, maybe it's tiring, so you want to just microblade them, but then it's like forever you have the same eyebrows as everybody. Isn't that crazy?
Exactly right. And yeah, they wouldn't grow back, I suppose, if you tattooed it, because that's going in pretty deep. Damn, that would hurt too.
That hurts. I'm sure that hurts.
I got a tattoo on this arm, and down at the wrist that hurt. I can only imagine what it would feel like here.
It's your face. Like imagine even when you have a little something in your eyelash, you're like,
Oh
so.
yeah, it's very bothersome. I had a friend a long time ago who shaved his head and got like a tattoo on the top of his head. It looked damn awful. And he has to live with that for the rest of his life.
I mean,
It was supposed to be like a wolf or something. I don't know. Pardon?
But if it's on your hair and you don't lose your hair, then you can just regrow it.
Yeah, he wasn't
Why
that
not?
lucky, unfortunately.
He wasn't that lucky. Maybe that's
He
why
was already balding. I can't imagine what he'd look like these days.
That's over. Requires a lot of upkeep and is so expensive. Okay, animals are here with us, not for us.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah. We didn't. I ate a jar of peanut butter a few months ago. I thought it was all peanut butter for me. We're not trying to eat peanut butter.
Very cheeky man, mate.
Yeah, that's cool. And so I wanted to ask you other questions. So let me. I remember you talked about your mom and how she was kind of honest with you in the first phase, and then she switched her discourse when she saw that you didn't want to eat animals anymore.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So do you know why she changed her?
Well, it's been a really, really weird thing in this regard. She may even watch this. I don't know. She doesn't know my channel, but she sort of backtracks a little bit. I think like she still to this day she comes up to me and she actually brings up the subject matter with me, right? So she'll say how horrible it is, and if I'm explaining like sort of what happens in these industries, that's sick. These people are evil. Blah blah blah.
But she's not.
But then I'll go to her house and I'll see her cooking in the kitchen, and there'll be pig flesh, cow flesh, and I'm like, that's not very vegan, Mum. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm working on it, and I'm like, yeah, but all you have to do is literally instead of buying like buy the pig bacon, you can buy the vegan bacon. Like it's so easy, and I always say, look, if you're serious about making a change, you can come to me.
Yeah,
we'll work it out together. But
it's interesting. It's hard with parents because I feel like there's so many emotions, right, that
Yeah.
are related to our parents and the relationship with our families, and so it's tough. But I thought that was interesting that in the she was honest with you with what
Mm.
happens to animals, and she told you when you were younger, and
Oh,
then
sorry. Yeah.
she
Yeah.
kind of
I
changed.
misunderstood your question. Sorry.
Ah, no, that's okay. That's okay because I watched the video where you explained like how you became vegan and everything, and I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting that she kind of changed that for worse because I feel a lot of
Yeah.
parents are scared. They're very scared for their children.
Yeah, you're 100% right, and I actually don't hold any resentment for that. Simply, like I'm upset about it, but I don't hold any ill
Hmm.
will for that because I do think she believed she was doing the right thing. I do think she believed that I had to have the animal products to be healthy.
I mean, have you seen that at COP 28, they have the meat industry coming to say how it's actually good for the environment to have meat production and all of that? So it's like
No
with all of
bullshit.
these lies and lobbying that these industries are doing, I'm not surprised that a lot of people are confused.
Yeah, I mean, we were sold on the fact that dairy was something that we absolutely needed in our diet. Like as a kid, my mum's like, "You got to drink your milk if you want to get strong bones."
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, like I think probably what my mum thought was I needed the protein from from the cow's flesh or something
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
along that line, and we all believed that, that food pyramid where you had to have eggs, we had to have milk, and it's so when you think about it, like without society or without any of this other stuff involved, and it just doesn't make sense. Why would if we were in nature, would we really be sitting or laying underneath a cow with a freaking udder in our mouth? I
Mm-hmm.
think so. I
No.
don't think we're pinching eggs or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. What is interesting too is I think like I'm just trying to have empathy with parents of younger
Mm,
kids, right? I see my brother, my niece is so my brother is not my brother is a carnist, right? His wife too, and his son too, but his 5-year-old daughter has decided to go vegetarian by herself.
okay.
Um, and so he tells me he's like sometimes he's like I don't know how to cook for her, I don't know how to prepare for her, I want to support her being vegetarian, but I'm kind of, and because she doesn't like carrots and she doesn't,
Right.
sometimes kids are picky and they're like
Yeah.
I don't like this, I don't like that, and he doesn't want to take the time to figure out the things that she likes and to meal prep for her because
Yeah.
he's like, well, I have to meal prep for me and now I have to do something different for her. It's complicated, but he lets her do it. So he tries, he really tries and he does it. But
It's yeah.
it's a struggle for him, you know?
Yep. I see. Like I've heard that before. Actually, I think someone I used to work for, his daughter was vegetarian or something. He thought it was a pain. I think that was his word. It was a pain in the ass or something like that. Having to
Yeah.
prepare different meals and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I think at that point, if you're willing to make that effort for your family or whoever it is, why not just if you make it all vegan, then anyone can bloody have it anyway. I don't know. Have you tried
Yeah.
to say that? Have you said something like that to him? Or
Well, yes, of course. For him, my brother, he listens to a lot of people who say that meat is like necessary. So for him,
yeah,
as much as he wants to respect, it's funny because he has these two like where he wants to respect her and her wish. And he at first he kind of insisted on everything, but she was really like, no, I don't want to kill animals. That's I'm out of it.
I don't
And so
know.
even if she's 5 year old, he's like, okay, I'll do that if you want to. But I think he's worried for her too, and he doesn't really know how to handle it. So it's an interesting situation for me when I see them because he asks me sometimes, do you have any
Yeah,
ideas? So I share ideas, but
good
I
call.
think it's hard to like just do it if you don't really believe in it, you
But
know?
aren't you like living proof that it's possible, sort of a thing? How long have you been vegan for?
I've been vegan for over 8 years now, but a lot of people
Was it?
think that, and it's true, children have different needs than adults, right?
Oh, sure, sure.
So a lot of people think, oh, but because it's a child, it's very different, and that doesn't work. And a
Hmm.
lot of dietitian or nutritionists, they're not pushing vegan diets. They don't know how to
No.
make it good, and they believe a lot of lies too. So it's hard.
Yeah, they do. I think I remember my doctor saying like I need to get my B12 or something
Mm-hmm.
from animal products, and I'm like, no, I just take the supplement. And I think the last time I got tested, got a blood test, I was completely fine.
Yeah,
So,
it's
but yeah, I don't know. Maybe they think that we don't know how to just figure things out. I don't know.
yeah, and
I
it's
don't know.
interesting. Yeah.
What do you say to your brother at the end of the day? I don't know. Like if you're already giving him the information, but he's still so adamant against it.
You know, at
Suppose the
some
only thing you
point,
can
you
do is
choose.
send him
Yeah,
an article. Sorry.
you choose your battles, huh?
I guess
It's like,
so. I guess so.
yeah, I'll say things sometimes, and if the kid like the my sister, she has an older kid who is 11, and she has been vegetarian since she was 6, and she
Right.
asks me questions. And so now, when they were younger, I used to tell them, you should ask mom or you should ask dad, because it's not really on me to tell you what's happening, right? Because I don't want my sister and my brother to be like, you converted our children to be. I don't want to have that conversation. So I always stay out of it. But now that my niece, she's 11, I will ask my sister. I'll be like, is it okay if I tell her? Do
Hmm.
you want me to tell her? Because my sister doesn't always know the answers to the questions. Like the
Yeah.
last question was the eggs. Why is it not okay to have chickens in your backyard and eggs? And so I told my niece, and then my niece was like, "Oh, that's it. I don't want to eat eggs anymore." But then my sister was like, "Nope, you wait until you're an adult, and when you're an adult, you can do that if you want." So I was like, "All right,
That's sad. That's really sad.
it's I again, it's too bad, but I think it's a lot of fears mostly. It's a lot of
There
fears."
is, but like we've got the articles to prove that they don't need it. So it's just a shame.
Hmm.
Shame that they
And
won't.
plus, my sister is a nurse, so
Yeah, right.
that's sometimes even harder, because when you talk to people who have had some classes about nutrition, they think they
Yeah.
know everything about
Yeah.
nutrition, but they have never really looked into vegan nutrition, and so they
Yeah.
don't always understand what we can get really from plants. And so,
That's true. Sometimes people who have like a smidgen of information think that they know more than the experts. Sometimes there's a word for it, but I don't remember the name. I don't remember what it was called.
I know, yeah, I know there's a specific word for that, and I don't know what it is. But you're right. So I also wanted to ask you, because I see
Adopt your
adopted.
niece, Fanny.
I already adopted Faye. I already adopted Faye. No,
Hey,
but my
that's a
niece,
nice name.
my niece is great. I think my brother and my sister are pretty respectful on and on, because whatever diet their kids were like, okay, we want to become vegetarian. Both my
Yeah.
brother and my sister were like, okay. I think vegan. Everybody's afraid of veganism
Yeah, it's like,
more than vegetarianism. So, but I know that at some point my nieces are going to become vegan. It's
oh, for
it's just
sure.
because they do it for the animals. That's why they're
Yeah.
all vegetarian. So I know at some point they'll go vegan, and their
Uh,
parents will be like, okay.
Yeah, and I think at that young age, they could be converting people in their schools and in their friend groups and stuff, you
Oh,
know?
oh, they are talking about it all the time. They're like,
Oh,
no, I'm not
beautiful.
eating this because I don't want to kill animals. That's
That's
what they're doing.
amazing. Like
Yeah,
that's sort of building up the next generation, you know. The more young vegans we have, the more
yeah.
likely the next generation is, you know.
It gives me a lot of hope to see them, honestly. I'm like, okay, maybe I cannot change my family now, but the future generation, they're changing themselves, because
Exactly right.
that, that
If that's
wasn't
all
me.
we're fighting for, then so be it.
Yeah. So, what is the goal of your channel, Cameron? What do you like? For me, it's clearly to make more people go vegan and all. Is it the
Yeah.
same for you?
Well, yeah, I think it was like I was saying earlier, like I have my certain content which is designed to hopefully get people to think about going vegan, or hopefully a little bit of education. Some of the videos I put a bit of research and stuff into. Um, so yeah, it is very much to, because that's why I started the channel, because I wanted to start making a difference. So yeah, I guess it's to turn people vegan, but also being able to build this community is an awesome thing too. And I think being able to push other activists and hopefully inspire other activists to. I don't think I'm going to be the guy who's changing the world, but I'm hoping one day I can inspire someone else who might have the potential to actually do it. So
You might be a yeah, it's interesting what you just said, because sometimes we have no idea the impact that we have. With my French speaking YouTube channel, where now I started it in 2017, so it's kind of a little while ago, and I
yeah,
have over 30,000 people following me there. And it's
wow,
interesting because still today I have people sometimes sending me an email and say, "Hey, I've never contacted you, but I've watched all your videos since the beginning. And because of you, this and that happened in my life." And every time I'm like, wow, if they hadn't told me, I would never know,
you never
because
know.
we don't know the impact we have on people. And sometimes, if people are like me, sometimes someone will say something to me and I'll disagree, but then I'll go home and I'll think about it. you
Yeah,
know and
exactly right.
and so I'm like, maybe some of these people who are like coming at me, Mike was saying, oh, we're on top of the food chain or whatever. He was mocking people earlier, saying that, and it's true. People will come and say this, and then I'll be like, well, can you think about that? And what do you think about this? And luckily, as much as I've had a lot of haters, nobody's
Hmm.
been one person has called me a dumbass, but other than that, everybody is just respectful, because I'm not going to
Hmm.
call them names. I'm not going to say, oh, you're stupid for believing this. I'm not
No,
going there. I don't think anybody is stupid for coming and having a truth that they think they know. And what I'm going to say is, like, don't believe me, ask ChatGPT, go on
just
Google and
go ask
ask that
ChatGPT.
question, because you don't have to trust me. I'm just here to put an idea out there.
Hmm.
Obviously, this idea bothered you, or you reacted, or there's something where you're not happy with. Go
Hmm.
ask. Go ask if this is the truth and make your own opinion. Because I
Exactly right.
know, yeah,
Yeah, no, exactly right. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm sometimes optimistic, but other times there are just people who come in. Like you say, there's a certain few people who just run around YouTube, the YouTube vegan channels, and just try to troll everyone. Um,
yeah.
but I think in the most part, I think once you've got your numbers up there a bit more, yeah, you are reaching people, and I think they might have a trigger response, but they've got a trigger response for a reason, right?
Yeah, and my goal is to have these kind of responses, because if nobody comes on my if everybody's like, yeah, cool, that means I only have vegans, and my
Yep,
goal is to change people
yep,
into, or to at least question them, or reach out to them and send them something maybe they didn't want to see, but it's never going to be horror images or anything, right?
mm,
I think personally, Alpha Sophist, I think ChatGPT is smarter than me. So we can call it stupid if we want. I don't know. I think it's smarter than me.
it depends how you
Um,
use it. It depends how you use it. I use ChatGTP sometimes. So.
hmm Yeah, I use it all the time because it knows everything, right? Literally, or pretty
Right. Well,
much.
apparently the next generation is going to be even crazier because it's going to have access to the internet.
Yeah, that's gonna
And the
be
Terminators
interesting.
start popping up.
Great potatoes, turnips.
Skynet. I don't know if you've ever seen the Terminator films.
But yeah, I saw that on your channel, you specifically say any hater will be deleted. So I was
Hmm.
wondering, like, did that come at some point that you were like, I'm
I
gonna have,
was,
I'm gonna have to
I
put a
was,
disclaimer.
no, I think, I go through my moods and sometimes I just don't have it in me.
I feel yeah. For me, for now I guess I'm okay still with it, but you have a channel that's been longer than me, right? So maybe
Yeah,
someone.
well, it's also more of the fact like I'm not opposed to having conversations like at any point in time, but it depends how they start the conversation as well. They start it
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you vegans are fucking idiots" or something like that. That I
Yeah.
don't really give that any. I don't give that much thought on any day. But I've had lovely conversations with people in the chats who have come and say, "Look, I don't agree with you, blah blah blah, but I see where you're coming from." And then I'm able to sort of have an actual conversation with them
Yeah.
based on that. You know, if they come with goodwill, with good intentions, I am more than happy to have a conversation with anyone. But there
Mhm.
are, yeah, just those guys who pop up around every single vegan YouTube channel. I don't think I'm going to have much impact on them.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can change my mind.
No, I think everybody has, their own way to approach it, and I think it can be even harmful at some point, to have I just started my convo with Carlos like, "Hey, a-hole."
So he
And
talks to me.
well, yeah, last time there was someone who was very like was trying to really have me say at some point, "No, you're right." No, and I was like, "I'm sorry. This is not the truth." And the
Mm.
last comment I sent them, I was like, "I'm sorry. I wish we had been told the truth. I wish I didn't have to, make these videos and tell you, oh no, it's not the way it is, and you can go
Oh,
research
absolutely.
and then you find out the truth." And I wish, but also said in my message, I was like, "But I do really appreciate that, even though you were very not happy with me, you stayed kind. You
That's
stayed
the thing. Yeah.
like you talked, to me like I'm a real person. I talk to you like
Yeah.
you're a real person, So that was cool."
Yeah, I think that's the way it should be. Like we should always be open to have a dialogue, but
Hmm.
I don't think we should be expected to have an aggressive dialogue.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
one of those things. I
No.
think when you're in this space and you're thinking about what's happening all the time, you also have to be very mindful of your mental health because that can freaking like a bloody roller coaster sometimes. I don't know how other people deal with it, but I'm certainly not very well versed at it. If I'm completely honest with you.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's because I have vegan friends and because I can see that a lot of people are trying to be vegan and
Mm,
are trying to move forward. And then it reassures me a little bit to see
right.
that. But when I was not surrounded by a lot of vegan people, it could feel really lonely and like, ugh, hopeless a little bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get that. Yeah, so that's why I'm sort of making an effort going out and meeting new people.
Hmm.
It's been lovely actually. Yeah, meeting vegans and whatnot. So
Has
just
it
yeah,
has it have you met people who live in Australia too?
I have been recently. Yeah, just going out meeting people. It's been nice actually. Yeah, just doing my thing.
That's cool. Did you try to meet them in person? Maybe they live too
Yeah.
far.
No, we met in person. Well, yeah, just going out on dates and stuff. Actually, I wasn't going to go too far into it, but yeah,
Oh,
I don't usually share
all
that sort of
right.
thing online. So yeah, yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Well, no, maybe there'll be new vegan babies soon. We don't know, maybe.
Oh, let's not get carried away.
I love it. Yeah, it's
Those.
fun. It's fun when your channel creates connections. I saw that Sky just met one of also his subscribers when he was
Oh,
traveling the country. I'm like,
yeah,
isn't that
Stevens.
amazing?
Yeah. He's a lot. They're both lovely guys, actually. I know them. I've spoken to both of them.
Yeah,
And it's crazy. Yeah, I intend to do a bit of traveling myself at some point, and want to go over to the UK actually, just because apparently the
oh,
vegan scene over there is really good. So
it
thinking about
is.
spend a week over there. Might even meet up with some of the other YouTubers over there. Who knows?
That's amazing. You have to meet with Chris from Sweet Goose.
I don't think I know him.
Oh my gosh, you don't know Chris from Sweet Goose?
Hang on,
Oh
I'm
my
searching him
goodness.
up now. I'm searching him up now. Don't
Oh
yell at
my
me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you
I'm
have to
sub-
listen. My
I'm subs-
husband just
Oh, is
is
that your husband?
obsessed. No. My
Oh,
husband
sorry.
is obsessed with Chris from
Okay.
Switzerland. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Uh,
his 150th subscriber.
yay!
All right, well, we'll be checking out some of his content in the future then.
Yeah.
There's so many channels, Fanny. I can't know them all,
Oh, I
unfortunately.
think that's totally fine. And I'm actually always excited when someone tells me about a channel I don't know. I'm always like, yes, tell me more. Who is this person? Yeah. Can we threaten to come to Canada, beat me up? Oh no. But
Do you think do you think I'd ever say something like that, Fanny? Look, I'm just an innocent young Australian boy.
young Australian boy. All right. I I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Nah, fair enough.
Okay,
So,
Vegan Power Lab says my dream as a child was to be an actor. Would you recommend it? I would always recommend to people to just really do what they want to do
do
for
what you want to do,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, you should do the thing, even if it might not work because,
Absolutely.
but if you don't try, you will never know, and then you will just end up with regrets. But if you're gonna try, I would say being an actor is like being a famous YouTuber. It doesn't happen in 2 days. So
No,
if you
no.
want to have a famous career as an actor, which I've been doing this for 14 years, and I still have not been like at the top of my career. I think. I hope.
What's your goal? Like you must have like you don't set your goals low. You must have like big goals. Like what do you want? Like do you want to make it to Hollywood? Do you want to make it to like the um,
I
English
mean,
Hollywood, or maybe
I
Bollywood?
I already made it in Hollywood. I'm here. How
Yeah,
closer can I get to my dream? And I'm
in the
filming
next
on all
Marvel
these
movie.
sets. No, so it's not so much making it to Hollywood, but it's
Yeah.
one thing that I would love to have is to have a vegan sitcom that's on national or international TV channels,
Yep.
broadcast TV, and that
What's
everybody
it
can.
called again? Sorry.
Sorry.
What was it called again? Sorry, I missed it. I missed what you said.
Oh, I said any sitcom show,
Oh,
like The
right.
Big
Sorry,
Bang
sorry, sorry.
Theory or like Friends or like a sitcom, right? Because
Oh,
I
right.
love
That'd be super
comedy.
cool.
And I would love to have a regular, like a lead role series regular on a vegan sitcom. That would be ta-ta.
What would you call it? Would it be vegan around or
I don't know.
vegan in the middle?
It's interesting because that's something we were talking about with Kirsten recently, and I was like, does everything that is vegan has to be about veganism? You know what I mean? Like, I wish that
No.
it was a show where there's a vegan character. That would be me, one
Yeah.
of the leads, a vegan character that goes through the world, and some of the conversations are about veganism, but then it's also just about life
Yeah, it's
because
just keeping the message in there. I've seen shows who do things similar to that.
yeah.
BoJack Horseman's a good example. Have you seen that?
No, I don't think I've seen this show.
It's written and created by a guy named Raphael Bob Waxberg, who is actually vegan, which I didn't know when I first watched the show because I watched it like 6 years ago or
Hold
something.
on. Can you remind me the name of the show?
BoJack Horseman.
Bo?
So it's an animated show. It's got Will Arnett, Aaron Paul. It's got some good voice actors in it, actually. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's really deep and it can be really dark. And they don't ever mention the word vegan in it, but you can see in certain episodes where they're sort of showing, because it's like humanoid animals alongside actual humans, and you see it's like this like certain chickens who are like friends, and there's like certain chickens who are food, sort of a thing, and it's really
It's interesting.
you got to watch it to sort of it's certain episodes have different messages, but definitely worth the watch.
Because that's kind of that's a little hard for me that, for example, you go to film festivals or you watch anything for vegans and it's horrible images of animals being tortured, right? And I'm
Exactly.
like, can I have vegans or me, can I make content that's for vegans,
Mm.
that doesn't show horrible images and that doesn't talk about veganism all the time, because that's not the only thing we are. I know on these
No.
channels, that's what I choose to do. I choose to talk about veganism and my activism, but in my real life, I love board games. I love video games. I love my
I
dogs.
love. Oh, so do
I
I.
love,
Yeah.
my nieces and nephews going, painting, doing so many things that have nothing to do with me being vegan.
I think yeah, we just have to be. We just have to be people, don't we? Just people spreading the message. Because I've thought about that myself, but I don't have the answer to what that content looks like. That's why a lot of my content is a bit of a jumbled mess at the moment. Like, I don't have
Hmm.
a specific. I've got a couple of series that sort of follows on, but I've
Hmm.
also, like what you said earlier, I came to a similar conclusion because I used to use footage from like slaughterhouses and
Hmm.
factory farms, and I lightly use that now in certain videos, but you should just flash every now and then.
Hmm.
But I do find that more people are just going to click away when they see something like that. So you want to be able to spread the message. So positivity is definitely something that we need. Yeah,
Yeah.
comedy is an amazing thing. Like if you're making people laugh, then you've already got them invested, which means they're
Hmm.
not clicking away. They're going to hear the message. So that's a
Hmm.
good idea.
Yeah, for me, it's very important to try to find a way to create a safe space for vegans to come and watch content that's funny and that there's no horrible images. And right now, I'm doing that, but I'm still talking about veganism and all.
Yeah.
But I would like to shift and like create like in holding my character is vegan,
Mm.
but the whole show has nothing to do with veganism. She's not trying to accomplish anything as like an vegan activist, or
Mm.
she's not trying to change people. She's just trying to make it as an actress.
Yeah.
But if you watch my show as a vegan, there's not going to be something that you're going to be like, ugh, that's not written. That's not written by vegan. I think there was one thing where we did an improv and someone talked about a meatloaf, but it's still okay that a character in a vegan show is not vegan, because that's the world, right? But my
Yeah.
character is always like, I don't want that meatloaf, it's gross, so it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we can still talk about these things. But yeah, for me, that would be ideal. That would be my goal is to be an actress, TV series, big TV show, but it's vegan.
Do you think that's where your channel would go from that then? Just making like making skits or something like that? Just everyday regular people just doing a thing, and then somewhere in the middle they'll be like, "Oh, I don't want that meatloaf," or "Oh, you know what happened to that pig to get that bacon, right?"
I might. It's an idea. Maybe at some point my channel is going to be that, because that's kind of what I'm trying or wanting to see in the world. And if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
Someone
So I
else
might
is.
as well be the first. You
No,
know.
absolutely. I think that's a wonderful idea. Like
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I used to, before I started this channel, what my goal was to be a writer. I was writing novels. And
Nice.
my characters, I'd always have like my main antagonist would always be vegan. I wouldn't always have to use the word vegan, but you'd always notice like they'd never purchase the meat option. They'd always get the veggie burger. Or I think my first novel, my main character went to a house whose family was vegan, and I think she started thinking about it. And even the antagonist sort of mentions what happens. Like, yeah, you think what I'm doing is bad, but consider what you guys do to all the
Yeah.
animals.
It's funny because, okay, little secret, which is not a secret. If you know me, you know I love Twilight, the movie,
Uh-oh.
which is
Ah.
a movie for teenagers, but I'm a spirit of a teenager still, I guess,
That's all
in
right.
movies.
I still watch
Um,
Harry Potter, so
Totally fine. I love Harry Potter too. But I
yeah,
love Twilight in a way, because even though they kill people and they eat
yeah.
animals and all, they're like considered vegetarian.
Vegetarian,
And if you watch the girl who plays Bella, all of her meals are vegan. So at some point they come and they're like, and here's
yeah.
your
Oh,
spinach salad. And then another one's there like, and the tofu burger or something. And so she might not be vegan on purpose. I don't know if Stephanie Meyer, the writer, did it on purpose or whatever. But I
Read the novels, or
the writer of the novels, yeah.
yeah?
But
Did you read? Did you? Yeah. Oh, sorry. You
oh,
go.
I read them. Of course I did.
Oh, you did. Yeah. I'm just wondering if that's just from the movies or if it's also in the books. That's.
I don't remember. I don't remember at all. But I know that one scene that's in the movie, when she get her salad, the writer is appearing in that sequence because she
Oh,
did it. She did what's called a cameo,
cameo.
where
Yeah.
you come in the. So she is in that scene. So I was like, she must have agreed with that being. But I thought that was
Yes.
interesting because they're only talking about him being a vegetarian vampire because he only kills animals, right?
Hmm.
But her, we never address it. But that's how she eats. So I thought it was interesting, except for
Yeah.
one moment where she changes, is when she's pregnant with the baby,
Oh,
and the
right.
baby is a vampire and she eats chicken. It's the only moment that she
Right.
doesn't know she's pregnant and she eats chicken. Before
Starts
that,
to.
she, yeah.
It's a shame that they changed it.
Well, they did it to show that it wasn't who she normally is, right? She was
Oh, because she
doing
had the
that
vampire. Yeah, so she was sort of.
because she has a vampire baby in her belly. Sorry if I'm spoiling anyone. Watch Twilight, it's great. But because she has this vampire inside of her, now she's wanting meat. When before we never saw her
Yeah,
eating meat.
actually, that yeah,
So,
most times when you watch movies and stuff like that, it's done intentionally. Like there's
yeah.
usually no wasted, from what I understand at least, no wasted.
Mhm.
Yeah, no wasted movement. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So I
interesting.
don't.
I haven't actually gotten through all the Twilight movies yet, so I did try. I tried to watch them. I've seen the first one, but I can't. I don't know.
No, it's okay. I don't think you're their target audience
I
or
don't think I
whatever.
am either, but I tried. It
I,
was a big franchise, and I wanted to see what it was all about. But
but I think the movies are not as great as the books. I mean, they
I've
never
heard the
are,
same
right?
thing. I've heard the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
But
that's
because
always.
they try to make it an action movie, but really
Mm-mm.
the books are just a romance or are just kind of a drama, something
Yep.
like that. And then they try to make it an action movie. So they would have more young
So,
people wanting. But it's not an action movie. It never was. It's not an action book. It's a
no,
romance. So of course people are like, well, that's not, you know? Yeah. Anyways.
this isn't what I signed up for.
Exactly.
Happens
Exactly.
so often though, like when you see adaptations of books and stuff. Like there was this Stephen King book that I read a while ago. It
Mm.
was actually a short story in one of his books. It was called Mr. Harrigan's Phone, and the story was so haunting. Then they released the movie on Netflix, and I watched it. So underwhelmed because a lot of the power of that book was literally just the dialogue between this young boy and this old man of the two different generations sort of sharing their knowledge with each other, and it was beautiful. It was beautifully written. Obviously Stephen King knows how to write a book, but in the movie they just didn't pull it off. I was just bored through the whole bloody
Yeah.
thing, and yeah, it's a shame.
You know, it's interesting that you talk about him because I know, I think it's him, but I think that he gives the rights for free of his short stories, of some of his short stories, Stephen
Yeah,
King, to people, for people to make films. So
I
they
didn't know
so
that.
they can make their first film or something like that. So I think he it's like something he does.
Well, that would make sense because maybe these people who made that film were just new filmmakers. So
Yeah.
in that case, I can cut them a bit of slack, I suppose. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the story meant a lot to me, so it was sort of damn it.
Yeah, I guess when you're like, oh, yeah, it's hard. I see someone says, watch. I should watch American Psycho.
Have you seen it?
I, yeah, no, I don't watch anything that's like violent or psychological thrillers because I'm very impressionable. I get very anxious easily,
I
just in
understandable.
my life. So I don't want to add more to that. So I just don't
Yeah, and
watch a lot.
that movie is very brutal and psychological. So
Yeah, it's like life
you
is
got
violent enough. Life is scary enough. Yeah. being in love is beautiful, the best feeling. I agree.
Oh,
I love
you
being
in
in
love
love.
or something, Mr. Michael?
I love
Oh,
being
but
in.
Alpha disagrees. Love is weakness.
Well, of
Love is
course.
beautiful.
Like if you take the risk to be hurt, right? But for the greatest reward.
Yeah, well, that's life, though, isn't it? You just have to. You got to put yourself out there. You just got to do stuff. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's like when we try to do a channel, we do it, so we take the risk of it to
absolutely.
fail. But it's either you try and you take the risk to fail, or you don't
Yeah.
try, nothing
Or you
happens.
get nothing at all.
Right?
That's exactly right.
Exactly. So
The
it's
only
true.
way to truly fail is not to try.
Yeah, I've been hurt a lot in my love life, and being married is not always easy and flowers and butterflies. Like sometimes you have arguments or you have things, it's not always like woo, right? But
No, that's just how life works, unfortunately.
yeah, but the
You got
reward,
to.
the great moments, the let's say 90% of the time where it's like amazing, it's so great. Like I wouldn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade it, even for the bad moments. Isn't risking a form of bravery? That would mean you're braver to try to love, thus, weakness would be not to try.
I
Totally
agree with
agree.
that. I
Totally
agree
agree.
with that. And also one thing that I've always thought is even if you fight, like, just say it's you reverse it 90% of the time, it's bad. Like, whatever it is, I still think you're growing from that. You know what I mean? It's still a personality growth. You see, maybe you do something that didn't work or something like that, and you're like, okay, maybe I can be better in the future. Um,
I agree with you. When I met Jess, we both said that we were happy we didn't meet before because we were not ready to meet, you
yeah,
know? And we were like, oh, I think we met at the right time for the both of us in our lives. We were ready to meet and really commit to someone and do the extra stuff that you have to do when things get sometimes difficult and you care about each other, so you have to find compromises. And because like with anyone, it's never gonna be like, oh, we agree on everything is great, like we're with the same opinion. We don't even speak the same language, my husband and I. We've been
literally.
raised in different countries with different, everything. But we had the most important, we were both vegan, we were both artists, we believed in creating our own things, all of that. We believed in caring about people first, even in our
Yeah.
private life and outside. So we knew we had so many values in common that it was going to work. But all the rest, we were so different, and we had to have a lot of discussions about, I don't know, how to cook tofu the best.
Yeah, right.
It's like because we were different and we didn't like the same things, and yeah, so
You just got to find out what works, but it's already the most important thing is there. You're both cooking with tofu, not one cooking with tofu and one cooking with chicken flesh.
yeah.
It's already I think the compromises are so much smaller when you get to that point. But even so, I think you don't want to be exactly the same with someone. You want to have that contrast and be different and disagree on things and have conversations and challenge each other and
Yeah,
all of
and
that stuff.
different
I think that's amazing.
and different for me, it's also nice to have different interests. Because when
Sure.
at the end of the day I talk to my husband, I'm like, how was your day, what did you do, and then he tells me, oh, I did that, I discovered this and all. I'm learning about a whole other world and life that I would
Yeah.
never learn about because it's not my, like, right now he's obsessed with coins, collecting coins.
Coins. Well,
I
it's not strange, but I haven't met someone in a very long time who collects coins.
He inherited that from his grandpa, and then recently he was like, let me go back into my coin collection and get more into this. And I was like, all right, if it makes you happy, but then he's like showing me these coins and telling me about it and
Yeah.
how some of them were made during the wars and what material and why. And I'm like, that's so interesting. If it wasn't someone that's passionate that I love telling me about it, I would know
Yeah.
nothing because I wouldn't care.
You would get
So,
like, bugger off, man. I don't want to hear about your coins.
but it makes me laugh because I'm like, All right, here is the conversation about coins.
Well, this going here
Yeah, it's
in
funny.
1973.
Like I said earlier, I love. Oh my God, Vegan Power Lab also collects coins. You have to get in touch with Jess. But I
Yeah.
love nerds. I love nerds. Like they're my favorite people. I love weirdos. I love, they're my
I,
favorite
I,
people.
I collect trading cards. That's something I've never mentioned on this channel before.
That's
I actually,
interesting.
yeah. So it's based on a video game called Final Fantasy, but I only play the card game, and I go out to the shop and I play with my friends and stuff. So
Oh my gosh. I
yeah, it's
love
good fun.
that. It's
And
so
yeah,
fun.
yesterday they talked me into buying a Magic the Gathering deck, so I was
It's so
playing
cool.
that. It's only
You know,
because it was Doctor Who.
oh, amazing. A lot of people don't have fun. They don't have like little like they always want everything in their life to be like important, smart, or like serious. And I'm
Yeah,
like, how cool is it to have something in your life that's like not serious, like
exactly right. You just got to
stupid.
enjoy.
That's
You got to enjoy yourself. You know,
right. Yeah, it's so
that's what you
important.
like. Coin collecting's your thing, or if you want to collect pine cones or something like that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I paint
Uh,
flowers. Makes me happy.
Speaking of the guy who met Sky, here he is. Ethically based,
Hi.
ethically based ex omnivore. Freaking tongue tied this morning.
Yes. Yes. So cool.
What about you?
Uh,
Do you collect any? You have any like uncommon interests that you like to do? Obviously, you're an actor. You've done all that, but any like little smaller scaled interests like coin collecting,
do I? My husband would
or
tell.
that you want to reveal for the entire internet to see?
No, I don't really have any secrets like that. It's just I actually it's funny because it's another side of my personality. I'm very minimalist, and I like every time my husband will say that I was Marie Kondo before Marie Kondo, if you know who she is.
I don't know.
She was this
Oh,
person who was became very famous during the pandemic because she's someone who's like you should only keep what makes you happy or that you think is useful to you, right? And for me, hi, ethically based omnivore, ex omnivore. And for me, when I moved to America, literally, I came with a suitcase. That was it.
yeah, right. That's cool.
I
Well,
came with a
cool and scary,
suitcase
but yeah,
because I didn't have a million things that I was so attached to, and it came from years before that where I was like, why do I have so many things in my life? Like I don't, and you can ask my husband. I was like, can we get rid of this? And he is a not a hoarder, but he likes to collect things. And I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, can we get rid of this? Can we get rid of this? So it's like, yeah, we have different personalities for that. For that. Oh, Francie collect animal stickers. That's cute.
Stick as well.
That's cute. I didn't even know that was a thing we could do.
Yeah, I suppose like if you find animal stickers, you can collect them.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you came over to America with nothing but a suitcase.
yeah,
That's like the old story, isn't it? I'm picturing like a brown suitcase in your right hand. And
yeah.
so
That's really
what did
how.
that feel like? Like coming to a strange country? Just were you just on your own, or
Oh well, I was coming to get married with my husband because
oh right.
we met a year before that. So we met. I was on vacation here. I was just visiting like a tourist, and we met and we fell in love. And very
Oh,
quickly, just was like, just proposed to me 4 days after we met. I don't know if you knew that. But yeah, 4 days after we met, he proposed to me. And so very quickly, we knew we wanted to be together. And I moved here. So when I moved here, I knew it was to live with Jess at
yeah.
his place where he was and everything. So I just came with a suitcase
That is.
because,
I love that story. That's a beautiful story.
well,
Comes
thanks.
over with a suitcase, and I think I agree as well. Like we're so tied down to what we own, and I'm not innocent when it comes to this either. You know, we have our houses, we have furniture, little goods and stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes it so like if we just were minimalists, like you were saying, we could just literally, I don't know, live in a caravan or something like that and just travel around, enjoy the world, be like a vagabond.
Yeah. I mean, it's important to have certain things that you're gonna need for, you know,
Oh, for
I don't
sure.
know, project. Like it's interesting because I'm eco-conscious, so I don't throw away things. I like
I
to
saw
keep
you
them.
kept the jar and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, like this t-shirt, I thrifted it at Goodwill, right?
Oh,
Because
beautiful.
most of my clothes and most of the things I own, I just thrift them and I just, yeah, recycle them and all. So I really try that. And at the same time, I don't like to own too many things, so I don't keep too much. I'll donate and I'll, try to
Yes,
keep
yes,
it in the flux. I'm
exactly
part of
right.
I don't know if you know these, but I'm part of a group that's called Buy Nothing.
I haven't heard of them. No, is that
So
just in the States or?
I don't know. I know that in Belgium they have also groups like this. So it's basically a group where you come and you say, "Hey, I have this pair of scissors. I don't
Hmm.
want it anymore. Does anybody need scissors?" And it's your neighbors, so it's everyone is at walkable distance from each other
Oh, wow.
because
Okay.
it's by neighborhood that you can be part of it. And so it's a
Yeah.
cool way to meet your neighbors, to give them stuff you don't want.
Hmm.
And then when they give stuff away, you can see, hey, I would love that. So
Yeah. Right.
I do that all the time. I have so many things that I received. I have a gym machine, like a elliptical. I
What's that?
have I don't run with those. What do you mean?
Oh, you're holding the scissors.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm not. I'm sitting. but but yeah, I received an AC machine. I have here. I have two coat racks. I received like so
yeah,
many.
nice.
Yeah, it's like so many things I get for free because I don't want to
That's a
buy.
that's a really cool idea. And like you said, you get to meet your neighbors and everything. I mean, yeah, the closest thing I do to that is like go to the thrift store. So we got like like Salvation Army. You got a bunch of
Hmm.
op shops and stuff around the place. So if I've got stuff that I don't want anymore, I throw it into a bag, take it there, give it to them. I can walk around, see if there's anything I like, and yeah. But I've never heard of that one before. The what was it? We buy nothing.
Maybe it's not something that exists in Australia. Maybe you could be the first to create a group that's called Buy
Maybe
Nothing Australia, or maybe your city or your town or wherever you are.
about Melbourne or something. Yeah, well, you can
Yeah.
always start like a Facebook group or something, I suppose. Yeah.
It is a bunch of Facebook groups, and so in Los Angeles you have Buy Nothing West Hollywood, Buy Nothing Pasadena, Buy Nothing Santa Monica. You see, every
Hmm.
little neighborhoods in Los Angeles has their own group. So I
Yeah,
think
right.
it's
That's
cool.
super cool.
Yeah,
I think it would be better if the world transitioned to more like that because people always want to have the brand new thing, the new cool thing. I think we were discussing before. Everyone wants to be, you know,
yeah,
keep up with fashion and all this shit.
yeah, and
Um,
it's also cool because it's like a library, right? But it's for
oh,
other
nice.
objects. So some people just say in the group, "Hey, I'm looking for tables because I have an event and I need folding tables for my event," and I give them back to you after. And I'm always like,
Lovely.
"Isn't this cool? That you can just do that with your neighbors." I think it's cool.
I think that's amazing. Yeah, it doesn't
Hmm.
happen enough, at least not where I'm situated at the moment. But yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Getting to know the people around you.
Yeah, because it also, at least for me, made me feel safer in my neighborhood
Hmm.
to be like, oh, all of these people, they're just nice people and they're ready to give their stuff away and I can give them. So it's like,
Some
people around.
scissors.
Yeah, they were my scissors. We have a lot of scissors here because my husband works a lot with it. But
Oh right.
mhm.
I lost my scissors, so I bought another pair, and then my other pair showed up.
Exactly, it's always like that. It's always like that. I mean, for me,
uh,
it's lipsticks. Lipstick.
that's why nothing happens to have a free Lamborghini. Oh well, show up, mate. You can only show up and find out.
It's funny because recently someone was giving away, like, I received a $1,500 brand new California King bed mattress.
Wow,
Yeah, I received that from
lovely.
Buy Nothing. I received a elliptical machine. I received an AC. And recently someone was giving away their Canon 90, no, 70D Canon camera,
Oh, is
with
that what you're recording on now, or?
no, I didn't get it because always like
Uh,
30, 50 people will say, I want it. And then they pick someone that they want to give it to, they
gotcha. Yeah, yeah,
do
yeah, understood.
random. But yeah, I was like, some people give away really cool things. So yeah.
Yeah, they yeah, that's kind as well because they could easily just throw that up on Facebook Marketplace, make $1,000 or whatever they're worth, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
So
looked I've looked at some of these cameras. I got like a budget vlogging camera. I'm just using my web camera at the moment. But
yeah.
even that was like $800 or something like that. Australia. I don't know what
Oh,
that is in America.
cameras are expensive. Easily, we just bought recently a Canon 90D, I think the one that we have, because we had the 70D, but now we have a 90D because the other one got stolen.
Yeah,
Um,
right. Oh,
but I was like, oh, it's like $2,000 if you want to have the
mm.
good lens and some
Oh
sound
yeah.
equipment. It's like a
You got to
package.
buy the extra batteries and SD cards, and
Yeah,
it adds up. Yeah.
it's
Um.
easily, yeah. Someone says, Francie says, what do you like to cook vegan? I think
Oh,
my
good question.
favorite vegan ingredient is tempeh. I love tempeh.
To try tempeh.
You've never tried
Never
tempeh?
tried tempeh, and I've very
Oh,
rarely cooked with actual regular tofu.
oh, Cameron, you have to try tempeh. It's
I
the
will.
best.
I've been told off for not having
Oh,
it in the past, so I will.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but like for me, like I cook. I get the vegan chicken pieces sometimes. I use those. But
Mm-hmm.
even if I don't have those, one substitute that I like to use is actually walnuts. They actually, if you cook them up, fry them a little bit of oil, they actually taste really good as a meat replacement.
Oh my gosh, okay. And how do you cook them? Do you add spices or
Yeah, so it depends on what I'm cooking. So if it's I can even add them to like things like fajitas and stuff, and it's just an extra little bit of a
oh,
crunch on the inside. Or you might just fry them a little bit with your onion, your garlic, whatever you cook at the
mm.
start, and then you might have your sauces and stuff within it. It actually is. They taste really good.
I've
Um,
never tried. I was not
I've
never a
just
big fan.
Are you
Yeah,
not a
but
fan?
I used to be not a big fan of walnuts. I guess eating them by themselves because it's kind of bitter a little bit, right?
Yes, they're not that great by themselves, but the texture that they have when you're cooking with them, that's something else. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
recommend trying it for sure.
I think I'll try. I'll try and I'll say, okay, if this is a fail, everybody, you have to go and ask Cameron about it. You're scared
Yes,
of
yeah.
tempeh?
Well, I want to. Yeah, everyone should go out and try and cook with walnuts. And then you can either come and abuse me or thank me later.
Why, Francie? Why are you afraid of tempeh? It's delicious. It's the best.
Tempeh does look funky though, doesn't it?
The color. Well, it's a
It's
it's
it.
yeah, how do you say? It's a
Oh, it looks
ferment.
good when it's cooked though.
It's a fermented food, right? So it's really good if you used to eat like fermented cheese for your biodiversity in your guts, right?
Yeah.
So I love tempeh. I cook it either I buy it like this and unprepared, like white like this. Sometimes it's a little black, right?
Yeah.
But I buy it like this and I just cook it with coconut aminos and olive oil. And that's pretty much
Cool.
it, and it's delicious. Or I buy the light life bacon version and it tastes like so delicious. But you're
I
right. Like Francie, you're right. I don't always like fermented food either. I don't like beer. I don't like wine.
don't
So
mind beer every now
yeah,
and then.
a lot of people like beer. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
a real
healthy.
yeah.
This isn't a
I
health
think
channel, by
it,
the way.
I think it is. It's a little bit. Yeah, Light Life Tempeh, the bacon one is delicious. Like It's so good. And usually when I have guests, I make that tempeh, which the light life bacon, you just put it in the pan with a
Hmm.
little bit of olive oil. That's it. 10 minutes later, you have your food.
Right. I'm gonna
So
have to.
yeah,
I'll buy some next time down at
if you're
Woolies.
if you're a lazy cook like me,
I am. See, I'm weird. What I do is I combine my air fryer and then I sort of cook up like the mock meat or the whatever it is in there, and then I put it into the frying pan afterwards, and then it sort of creates a nice little crunchy sensation.
Because the tempeh, you can put it in the air fryer, I think 10 minutes, and then it's
Ten
cooked.
minutes.
And then you
Might
just eat
try
it.
that. I could
Yeah,
just eat it. Yeah, right.
it's really good.
Hmm. But you'd want to. What would you season it? Would you marinate it? Would you? Would you
No,
just like? Yeah, no, this is good
if
by itself.
yeah, if it's the bacon one, well, it's already marinated. There is a little bit of sugar in there, and smoky bacon
Hmm.
flavors. But if it's by itself, like I just buy the tempeh that's not
Yeah.
flavored at all, olive oil and coconut aminos. That's
Oh,
it.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
it.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that a crack. I got some
Yeah.
tofu in the fridge, so I'm gonna be cooking with that tonight.
I love tofu too.
Yeah,
Um, well,
been a bit funny with tofu because my first experience with tofu, I really didn't like it. So it's been over the years. I'm just sort of trying to warm myself back
you
up
have
into
to
having it
build
again.
it
Yeah,
to build
it's
back the
so
confidence.
cheap too. So it's kind of like it sort of suits my lifestyle.
It is so cheap. It always amazes me when people are like, "Oh, being vegan is so expensive." It's so cheap. You have to buy the actual vegan stuff. Don't buy all the fake stuff if you don't like it. If you love the taste of
Hmm.
fake meat, just buy that. But if
Yeah,
you want to
sure.
buy tofu and all, it's so cheap. It's so good.
That's what I want to transition to tofu. It's
Yeah.
like good protein and stuff in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, red lentils is also amazing. I eat a lot of red lentil pasta, and it's really good.
Oh,
It's really
I've never
good.
tried red lentil pasta. There you
Yeah,
go.
with
Never seen it. Never seen it. I haven't seen it around. Maybe I just wasn't looking at it.
well, it's because I cannot have wheat, so I try all the alternative.
Ah,
Um,
gotcha.
Texturized soy is awesome too. I agree. I love texturized soy. Yeah, love it.
I had that yesterday. Scrambled tofu.
It's really good too.
Nice
Cameron,
little cafe.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, but I'm gonna have to go. But I loved doing this live with you.
No, it was an absolute pleasure having you here. I wish I was a little bit more had a bit more sleep the night before, but I do apologize for that.
Don't
But it was a
worry.
pleasure all the same. I think you're an absolutely lovely person. Anyone who isn't subscribed to Fannulous Vegan, go subscribe to her channel. I'll actually, before you go, I'll put
Thank
your
you.
channel in the. Actually, CDA in the house, if you're around, man, can you put the link to her channel in the comments? And
Um,
no, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
for me too. You're lagging a little bit. I don't know. Is it on my side or is it on your side? I don't
Is
know.
it completely lagging or is it my voice or?
It's like the image is a bit. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not you. I don't know what.
Did that do anything?
Yeah, I think it's better. It was. I don't know. Was cutting when we were.
I don't know. It seemed fine to me, but yeah. But that's fine. That's fine.
Maybe that's just me. There's one last thing that I wanted to do before I
Oh,
left because I don't know if people know in the comments, but it's Cameron's birthday. It was your birthday yesterday, so
so I
I.
celebrated my birthday, so it was on the first, but it would have been the yesterday for you guys, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to sing happy birthday. Okay,
Oh,
do you mind? So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cameron. Happy birthday to you. Woo, woo, woo. Everybody in the chat. Woo,
shucks.
woo, 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 woo. Happy
Oh,
birthday.
thank you so
Woo,
much. I appreciate that. You don't know how much.
woo, woo.
That's actually the first time anyone sung happy birthday to me this year.
Oh my gosh, there you go.
I
Everybody needs.
appreciate that.
Of course, of course. I'm so happy. Look, everybody is happy too.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks, guys. 35, yep.
Yeah,
32.
You're a real grown up now, mid-30s, mid-30s.
I'm a big boy.
All right,
Oh,
Cameron, I'm gonna go, but thank you so much for having me. Everybody in the chat, you've been amazing. Thank you so
you
much.
guys been awesome. They all
Yeah,
showed up for you, Fanny.
thank you so much. No, they showed up for the both of us, but thank you. Oh, everybody's showing lettuce. Okay, lettuce. Happy lettuce day. Okay.
Salads.
Uh, salad. Okay. Do you want to shut the live, or are you gonna go on with the live? Should I just leave this video
I'm
up?
still awake, so I might just go on for a little bit longer. But
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much for coming. I really
Of course.
appreciated having you here, and
Thank you. Bye bye,
take care of
everybody.
yourself.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye, Cameron. Bye bye.
Bye. Damn, 15-year-old Cameron is a 35-year-old body. Oh, 13 years. Oh, wasn't she just an absolute pleasure to have on? She sort of carried the entire show, I have to admit. So I was up pretty late last night. It was like nearly 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, I got myself into bed, and then I woke up at like 6. And I don't ever sleep straight away, so I'm a little bit sleepy, but I am still keen to go for a bit, to be honest with you. Cameron is not legally allowed to leave according to law. I'll give you the law of law. Fanny is awesome, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are already there, but if you're not, go check her out. Hang on, I'll link it. I don't think there we go. Okay. Ba. Copy. And here you go. This is her vegan channel, and I'm sure I haven't checked, but I'm sure she'd have her other channels probably linked in there somewhere that you could find them. But yeah, if you don't, just search around and no, absolute pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure, even with Enter the Matrix teasing me the whole time. They don't leave us. Hold on one second. I'm actually getting a bit warm. I'm going to take this jumper off. Oh. Mm-mm. So I just snacking on something. All right, we got this cheeky bugger in the house, turning veganese. Good to have you here, brother. Are you on your break now, or did you finish work for the day? Turning veganese, more like turning vegan. Oh my mate, I can't wait to chat with you, brother. Mm. Your hoodie is nice. It's in Spanish, so I'd be cool. Oh, whose hoodie? I know I was wearing a hoodie, but mine's not in Spanish, so. Oh, now I got Metallica on. Bloody yeah! I was a bit too warm in here this morning, unfortunately. Oh look, the girl leaves now. He puts on Metallica. Oh, listen to it, mate. Mate, remember I told you I'm coming down to Canada, brother. I'm coming up to Canada. Why turning away? I'm turning away. Since 1969, I'm turning away. All right. I think we're still live on Fanny's channel, actually, according to this. Well, I'll take that off because I don't want to sort of be heard